Welcome back to Raiders franchise. We have Sunday night prime time here. Jags at Raiders. Maybe one to miss. However, here in the game, the Jags are 8-6 and we are 9-5. I've made a slight change to the sliders. Previously, I had all of our stuff at 45. I've tweaked it slightly. I'm not sure how much of an impact this is going to play, but I think our run blocking is just far too good. And then I also turned up QB accuracy, wide receiver catching, run blocking, just up slightly. Everything was at 50. Now it is slightly higher than that on a few of those, but nothing major. I always kind of wonder if sliders even work in the first place anyway, but it's week 16, and we're making a real playoff push here. Sitting at 9-5, we are in the playoff picture. The problem, though, is that in the AFC this year, there are so many teams on the edge of playoff contention. If you look at the Texans, who are 8-6, the Jags, who are 8-6, if the Jags beat us this week, that's going to push us to the edge of playoff positioning here in the AFC. The Bengals are 8-6. The Browns are 9-5, and the 6th seed, only 7 teams can make it in. The Jets are 8-6. A lot can change here in the final stretch. The AFC is dominating this season. A lot of really, really good teams, and this is a really important game, as is Week 18 against the Chargers, or at least it's looking that way. The Chargers could get hot and make a run, and they could sneak into the playoffs. They're going to need to win out. This video is sponsored by Underdog. It's the best place to play daily fantasy sports. When you use code Bengal, you can get access to a number of really great benefits they offer. You see they have promos all the time. If you're an NHL fan, right now they've got a 50% profit boost going to boost your NHL entry. So if you do NHL only picks, you can get a 50% boost on the max payout. Of course, a vulture protection for running backs. This worked for me actually recently because I had Bijan Robinson to score a touchdown. He got down close to the goal line. Didn't. They bring in Tyler Algier, who scores, so that ended up coming in pretty clutch. And we've actually been on a nice little run. Thursday night football can get a little bit weird, but I nailed Monday night football with DeAndre Hopkins, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, and Cade Otton. I think we're reading it pretty well right now. Hopefully we can continue into Thursday night football. Again, it can get a little bit weird with the short rest, short week, but I'm putting $5 on Derrick Henry higher, 92.5 rushing yards, Lamar Jackson higher, 287.5 passing and rushing yards, and then Joe Burrow higher, 268.5 passing yards. Really favorable matchups for pretty much everybody here. So again, short week can get a little bit weird, but the matchups are really, really good. These teams have played already this year in early October, and it was a really high-scoring affair. We'll see if that happens again. Use code BENGAL on Underdog. Link is down in the description. It's the best place to play daily fantasy sports, pick'em, and even leagues. Also, because I get this comment a lot, I'm going to address it. We do have the X Factors on and activated. I don't know why they're not popping up in game, or maybe that was a glitch for a little bit, but they're activated. I keep getting told, Bengal, please read this comment. You need to turn it on. You need to buy it with your coordinators. It's been bought the entire season. I have had it the whole time. We will spend some of these staff points, though. Let's go into player personnel, and we have to buy both before we can upgrade. That's frustrating, but let's just go fully into player personnel. We're increasing our trade value on user draft picks and discount for CPU draft picks. We're also guaranteeing a trade package for whatever pick we have during the draft, which isn't really that good. But now we can also have non-X Factor user players who will be valued one dev trade higher than actual in trades, which will really increase the value of a number of different players, right? So if we have a star dev player, they would be valued as a superstar. And depending on their age, that could make them really, really valuable. Now, if I'm understanding that as well, superstar players would be valued as X Factors. Now, we're not in a position to trade anybody right now. It's beyond the trade deadline. But, of course, Devontae Adams was somebody that was traded in real life, and maybe somebody that gets traded here for me in the game. That cap hit goes up to an incredible $44.1 million next year and the year after that. There will be a pretty sizable penalty associated with moving him. It might not be as much as $25.4 million if we do it next year, right? Or in the offseason, but it's pretty significant right now. At 31 years old, I could definitely see him regressing pretty significantly. He still might be in the 90s for overall, but in the offseason, it may not be a bad idea to try and move on from Devontae Adams. when he's been traded in real life as well. So it's something I'm considering, but that's not really our focus right now. We're trying to win football games. We're trying to be a playoff team here in year one and ultimately be a Super Bowl team. That's the goal every single year of every franchise. So let's see if we can accomplish that goal. Brock Bowers enjoying a great season. Over 900 yards, 65 catches, has found the end zone a bunch of times as well. We'll look to see if we can't get him double-digit touchdowns here as a rookie. I know we had a goal when we started the season to get him, I think it was 700 or 800 yards, 70 catches, something in that neighborhood. We're certainly going to be exceeding those expectations. Now, whether or not the game actually registers that as happening, that's an entirely different question, because scenarios, situations, whatever you want to call them in this game, don't particularly seem to be working ever. All right, defense. Facing a pretty good Jaguars team with Trevor Lawrence, Evan Ingram, and already Lawrence is under pressure. Max Crosby with the instant win off the edge. I don't even think they blocked him. See if we can't get another look at this. Maybe see less of the dancing. I mean, that's a sight to behold. But we're not going to get a replay on it. It's only, a big sack. Why would we want to see that again? But yeah, the right tackle just kicks inside to pick up Tyree Wilson. That's kind of what happens when you, show pressure over the A-gaps and send both of those guys. The tackle needs to pick up the inside pressure first. That is how you're actually taught. But sliding away from Max Crosby also feels like a mistake. And ETN did not stay in the block. So you were going to leave somebody open when we send 6 and you only protect 5. That's going to be a problem. And Max Crosby gets in there. Big time play. 3rd and 9 after the rookie Brian Thomas Jr. makes the catch. And it seems like our defense can't quite figure out what to do. I don't know if I like that. But, hey, don't need to figure out too much when you have Max Crosby off the edge. His second sack in under a minute. And I'm thinking the Jaguars might want to try to block Max Crosby. They're certainly having troubles with it so far, but if you don't even make an attempt, that's going to be the result every time. Again, the right tackle does not pick up Max Crosby in any way, shape, or form. We sent kind of an exotic look there, overloaded one side. We actually even flipped the play. But, I mean, I get that you're going to see Anton Harrison in conflict here, right? But I don't know. The Jags are not doing a good job of picking up anything right now. And we are definitely getting the better of them as a result. 2 sacks by Max Crosby. That's basically tying his season high, I think. Edge rushers never win one-on-one in Madden, on all Madden, in my experience, no matter how good they are. But Crosby should be in the zone, right? We might want to see if we can turn on that visual graphic to indicate that. I mean, with 2 sacks, he certainly should be. I've got to have some setting turned off that has disabled that. But I'm not really sure what it would be under. I definitely do not want on-field trainer on. So would it be on-field visual feedback? But that doesn't really seem to be exactly what I want. I guess I could try it. But I'm afraid that this is going to pop up the thing that has it where it's like, ooh, press right stick to juke, and that's super lame. Anyway, Dalvin Cook has been such a great addition to this team. I want to get him going here. He is a big part of our offense, but we're not going to run it on first down, and Cook can barely even release out of the backfield. Yeah, I don't like when it says catch and run. It kind of takes me out of it. It's like I forget that we're doing a franchise, and it's not football. It feels like just a video game, which I know is what we're playing, clearly, but I don't know. It's an immersion breaker a little bit for me, so I'm not sure that's going to be something I want to leave on. It's a decent run there from Cook. Sets up 3rd and short, which I would say from this spot on the field is pretty comfortably 4-down territory. They're going single high, though. It really looks like a 4-4 defense. I mean, are we going to be able to run on this? Let's try it. Zamir White with a slight cutback. Only gets a couple. And the CPU wants us to punt. It's 4th and 1 from the 49-yard line. That's not going to happen. We're on the logo. We're not going to punt on 4th and 1. Mayer lead the way. There we go, Zamir White. White's still on his feet. Welcome back, Zamir White. It's a big run. We tried to be patient and follow the blocks. Ended up cutting it back at the right time. I thought for a minute that was going to end up going really, really poorly because we weren't really getting the push from the offensive line that we wanted. And I didn't want to try to cut back left through this hole because I thought Josh Hines-Allen was going to make a play. So we just tried to be patient, kind of sat on the back of the O-line, and then thankfully Allen took the worst angle imaginable, and White was able to break a tackle and keep working up the field. It's going to be a healthy dose of probably both Zamir White and Dalvin Cook. I know White is out-snapping Dalvin Cook on this first series, but trust me, you will see both of them today. White, of course, back from injury. It's been a while, but Dalvin Cook back into the game now. 2nd and 3 as we look to pass, and we do have the tight end, Michael Mayer. Mayer's been really great this season. He's mostly been a secondary option to Brock Bowers, but I mean, there have been games, I feel like, where he has outproduced Brock Bowers, and we really haven't thrown the football very much of late, but Michael Mayer has been a big reason for our success through the air when we do. Dalvin Cook breaks a tackle, but just doesn't have the burst in that spot. Good run the ball again. Good blocks there as White picks up 4, makes it 3rd manageable. That's the difference, though. That's why speed is so critical. I feel like, you know, mid-90s speed there, and that's a touchdown, where Zamir White just picks up 4. Here is 3rd and 4. Where do we want to go with the football? Can't find anybody. Minshew is sacked. It's better than a turnover in this spot. We're going to end with points, but they ran cover 4, and from my perspective, took away pretty much every single option I looked at. RB was working late on the cross, but certainly could not make that decision in time. We get 3 points. It's not bad. Well, in our heads, we're going to count that as points off a turnover, right? Because turnover on downs, or, you know, forcing the punt with the 3 and out for Jacksonville. That's them turning over the ball, even with the punt. We work down the field, get some type of points. We are in the driver's seat right now as a result. We'll get the football to start the second half as well. We're already basically to the end of the first quarter. Max Crosby is in the zone, and in order to keep him in the zone, we can't allow 10 yards. Play action, ball, and trying to get to Lawrence, disrupts the throw. Was not originally going to send him, but saw a lane up the middle. I think he was a spot dropper there. And we just said, hey, you know what? I think we can get to Lawrence, disrupt his timing, impact the throw. That's exactly what we do. Here's a run. Spillane working over, filling the lane, making the play. Divine Diablo in there as well, and it's 3rd and 7. And this is another spot where we're going to want to blitz. Although we're going to have to pick up Evan Ingram. Under pressure's Lawrence. He checks it down. Etienne is wide open. We're pressuring the quarterback. This time he just makes a play. He's able to extend, get on the move. I just saw that Jamar Chase at the bottom of your ticker had like 14 catches for 168 yards. Pretty good performance. But yeah, we left Etienne. He was wide open. When you send big numbers at the QB, you're going to leave some receivers open. Typically, it's going to be the running back, right? And I'm not going to say that's a mistake we can't afford to make. It's obviously a big play, but it's a risk and reward type of thing. We wanted to get to the QB. That's the risk you run, and of course Jacksonville takes advantage with a big play. But we're already working on driving them back the other way. Nice play by Tyree Wilson. Evan Ingram in motion. Don't let him throw. There you go. And now that we sent pressure on 3rd down, back-to-back times, we're just going to play him straight up. But that is not ideal. We can't make the tackle down the field. And it's another big 3rd down conversion here for the Jaguars to end the first quarter. I mean, we were in Tampa too, but our corners got no depth. And in Tampa too, they're really not playing hard flats is the thing. Yet, our corners played hard flats there, which is bizarre. So in Tampa too, those are really clouds, and they should be getting depth. Now, it worked on one side of the field with Nate Hobbs, What is Jack Jones doing? I mean, I guess you could make the argument that he's going to end up picking up Brian Thomas Jr. on the drag. Yeah, I mean, you just can't leave that exposed. That's terrible. You're starting to lose the third down battle. And that's going to be what could end up losing us the game. We got to start winning third down again. Run the ball right at us. We're there. Zach Bond makes the tackle. Of course, we picked him up recently in free agency, just hanging around. Nobody wanted him, but he comes in and he's a starter for us, or at least is playing a lot. 3rd and goal. Trying to cover everybody. Lawrence trying to scramble, ends up throwing it away. They'll play for the tie. Thought maybe we left some open receivers, but we win 3rd down that time. And the Jags will leave the offense out on the field. Not playing for the tie at all. They run the ball. Touchdown. Travis Etienne. Our defense was just a little bit confused. We were, shifting at the last moment there and just never got into the gap to play it. Might be my mistake. Either way, Jags up 7-3. I thought we mostly controlled the drive, but a couple big 3rd down conversions, and it keeps the Jags alive on offense, and they end up with points as a result. Got to be better on 3rd downs. We were, at early points in this game, but we have to be better down to down. Can't allow that. Only down by 4, though. We absolutely do not need to pass the ball to get back in this. We have Dalvin Cook. He's been one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the league, since we picked him up out of free agency to start him. And you can see right there is why. Jags send a little bit of pressure, send the nickel on a blitz, exposes them as soon as we get to the 2nd level. There's just not that many guys there. We're able to make a play and pick up the 1st down. Cook bouncing out again, back inside, and that's a really, really good tackle. And Darby's letting him know about it. Ronald Darby there in run defense, huh? Okay. 2nd and 9. I want to run the ball in this spot. They've got almost nobody in the box. We're from the logo. This is where I think we can actually end up making a play. Sets up 3rd and manageable. And the guy who ended up making the tackle was someone that really should have been blocked in the first place, which is super frustrating. All right, they're showing a double mug look. I like running at that. Typically, we can just get right around them. And they're actually going to drop back, but good blocks, and Dalvin Cook accelerates right up the gut. Big 1st down again. We're keeping the ball on the ground, and it's working in a big way. Showing a very similar look here again, and we will run on it. And there goes Dalvin Cook. We'll take 7 yards every time. That's a no-brainer. Bubble screen. Trey Tucker's wide open. That's a 1st down. Would love for him to get outside there. I think we might even have a chance to score. But not a bad play nonetheless. We're going to run at the wide corner. There's nowhere to go. 2nd and 11, working off play action. Davante Adams is open. We get it to him. Also had Brock Bowers on the cross. Opted for the one-on-one against clear man coverage for Davante Adams to move the chains, but we may have had a touchdown if we got it to Brock Bowers. Dalvin Cook is open enough and cannot make the catch. 2nd and goal run. Zamir White brings us down to the goal line. 3rd and goal on the 1. We average 5 yards per play on this. Just follow Michael Mayer. Lead the way. Or not. Zamir White right up the gut. Touchdown. And the story of this drive completely revolved around our running backs. Dalvin was cooking. Zamir... Do I want to... Zamir White was really good. There was a joke to be made, but I'm gonna, he was all white on that. I'll go a different direction. He was all white on that drive. I mean, that just can't happen. We're running with it. Not only does Christian Kirk make the catch, he breaks the tackle. if Robert Spillane ends up getting a couple extra yards out of it. I mean, we're just not covering Evan Ingram. That can't be caught, thank you. That would have been insane. That's wide open. I mean, we just left the flat. Plain and simple. Lawrence with all day. I mean, Max Crosby we had in a spy. Maybe that's part of the reason. Man blitz. Quick throw. Some gain. 3rd and 5. Thrown to the flat. We leave it again. Lawrence now at the century mark for passing yards here in the first half. I mean, do we want to press, though? Do we want to try and take that away? Do we want to play the flat and then get beat over the top? I don't know. It puts us in an interesting spot. Spillane thankfully makes the tackle there, though. If Ingram were to break that, there was a lot of room to run. Thankfully, Lawrence misses that. That was wide open. 3rd and 7. Give them nothing over the middle. They go to the flat. We gave it to them. It's 4th and 4. You'd imagine Jacksonville will punt in this spot. Although, would you in this spot? 4th and 4. I think you have to with only 49 seconds left. You don't really want to give us a chance at points. But we will get the ball on the 20. 44 seconds, 3 timeouts. The only problem is we do not have the capacity to push the ball down the field with our quarterback and, I mean, our playmakers, or lack thereof sometimes. So I'm not really going to go out of my way to score here. I mean, the runoff is actually insane. But we'll see if something can happen. I mean, Davante Adams has a step. Davante Adams makes the catch, but does not have the speed to finish. Not even close. Are we even on the edge of field goal range here? 5 seconds is just not enough time to do anything, I don't think. Davante Adams does make the catch. 1 second on the clock. We're going to try a 56-yard field goal. I mean, Carlson's got a pretty big leg. We're inside here. This would be huge to end the half. That's max power, and that is good. Carlson from 56 to end the first half. That's a pretty good finish. I mean, the runoff was insane. It was like, what, 30 seconds off the clock? We had to get back to the line after 2 yards. I mean, simply insanity. But okay. I mean, we were pretty much only playing for 3 in that spot anyway. So we're pretty happy with that. 13-7, we got the lead. Let's build on it in the second half. We'll start with the football. Laube brings us to the 30. And we're going to see more Zamir White. We're going to see more Dalvin Cook. Gardner Minshew really is just the guy who gives it to them. Don't try to do anything individually. That's not your game. You're a guy who hands it to people. That's all we need you to be. And it just didn't work that time. 2nd and 9, working off play action. Can we throw that to Brock Bowers? We can, but he drops it. Why does Brock Bowers continue to drop the ball? It's not even really a contested catch. He was open. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I want Bowers really running like a glance route. It's not really an option. They're going to drop back with him. There's nowhere to go. Not the start to the second half we were looking for. This punt's got a pretty decent amount of hang time. The Jags will return it, but really nowhere to go. Okay. Torn labrum for Michael Mayer. Season's over. We will get Jacoby Myers back next week, but Mayer's season now is effectively over. Madison, his season is effectively over. He's on IR. So, I don't know who's going to be on our playoff roster. We lose depth day by day. These injuries are so brutal. And they add up. They continue to be a problem. Tyree Wilson with the sack. Had a TFL earlier in the game, and there's another injury. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Christian Wilkins limps off, which means that is a game-ending injury for Christian Wilkins. We'll be without him for the rest of the game. No question. He's done. Lawrence with the third down throwaway, not something you want to do. Just take a shot downfield. But under pressure, tough position to do so. I get it, I guess. Jacksonville will punt. Our defense comes up clutch after our 3 and out. Let's run the ball better this time around, huh? Oh, it's a pulled groin. So Wilkins, he'll be on the playoff roster if we're to make it for sure. I don't know if that's going to keep him out of the regular season or if it's something he can play through, but he should be back for the playoffs. There's Dalvin Cook with a nice burst up the seam. Up the middle there, I should say. 60 yards rushing for him. A bit of a drop back from where he's been in recent weeks, but really not a bad number. Okay, it's 3rd and 9. Are they doubling Devontae Adams? I don't know. Trying to step around with Minshew. I just didn't know where to go with the football. It's one of those things where if you don't get it out right away, you know, where are your options? And just don't really see any. I don't know who's open here. And, you know, we have 94 right in our face, so I feel like if we stand still, we're dead. If we throw it, we're dead. I don't know how he doesn't make a play, by the way. It's insane. Trayvon Walker ends up getting the sack. And I see Guyton open, like, super late. I don't think he was ever really an option. Just everything was covered completely. Good punt, though, at least. And pretty good hang time there. Fair catch will put the Jags on their own 12. And we will, again, try to play good defense. It's been done so far by pressuring Trevor Lawrence, forcing him out of the pocket, forcing mistakes. They've had no run game at all. I mean, I can't even recall if Travis Etienne has rushed for more than 10 yards. I don't think so. He does have a touchdown, but, I mean, he's played no impact. That's going to be another... I thought it was play action. We gave him a free 7 there. Are they establishing the run here deep in the third quarter? I mean, it's as good a time as any, I suppose, but their philosophy seemingly has changed a lot. As Etienne somehow picks up the first, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, this is setting up a mean play-action pass. Or more runs. If they want me to bring the safety up, you're going to get what you want. Dude, show blitz. Oh, my God. Not getting what I want. Ball came loose. Fumble recovered by Jacksonville. 3rd and 1. It could easily be a run here. Could easily be a run. Receiver in motion. Lawrence on the move. Throwing across the field. Across body. I mean, you just think that you don't have to cover that anymore because of where Lawrence is running to. It just seems like, how is he possibly going to be able to throw across the field like this? Because he just stops on a dime. Eyes in the back of his head, knows who's going to be open. It's just such BS. That's just such insane bullshit. Can finally expect a pass. In fact, we're going to pass commit here on 2nd and 10. Quick throw. Spillane lays the boom. 3rd and 5. It's a huge play. I'd love to make a stop here. QB draw. Lawrence broken tackle. 1st down. No way, dude. Trying to bring the boom to him, but it's not happening. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. We're holding on to a slim lead. Touchdown and an extra point would give the Jaguars the lead. And that is not what we want, obviously. Another QB draw is insane. And it's going to be supremely effective. It's another 1st down. What is this offense all of a sudden? It's so strange. I guess, you know, they weren't really able to move the ball consistently through the air. So they've stopped doing it. And we can't make the tackle in space there with Bond. Only 2 yards from Jacksonville. I mean, our defense has allowed basically no yards. We've been fantastic. 151 is nothing. Now, a lot of it, I feel like, has been on this drive. I feel like at least 50 of it, right? It's been a long drive. 3rd and 3. I think we blitzed the hell out of them. Yeah, this blitz got pressure earlier in the game. Played a big impact. We're going to go for it again. Lawrence just buying time. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't really even want to talk about what just happened. That's super frustrating. He's playing out of his mind right now. Figure out a way to stop Travis Etienne now. I mean, he's probably up over 50 yards rushing. It's not anything crazy, but it's getting annoying. Jason Verrett has found his way out onto the field. Throw toward the end zone. Merrick gets a hand on it. Thankfully, breaks it up. Pass intended for Brian Thomas Jr. That would have been the go-ahead touchdown here with just under 6 minutes to play. Really nice breakup by Merrick. I don't think an interception really was an option there. Thankfully, he did get hands on it. We're getting blocked right out of the play. Oh, my God, dude. Travis Etienne is the bane of my existence on this drive. I thought we were going to play that really well. We're using Zach Bond here, and we're reading that it's a run, right? We're trying to get out there and just cannot scrape across. And then we do disengage for a minute here, and then we're getting blocked in the side. I mean, Cam Robinson gets position again and just drives us out of the play. I can't complain about it for, like BS reasons, but it's frustrating when we're, en route to make a play and they make a good block. It is really annoying. And I feel like we had it there too. Oh my God. And he bunny hops in the end zone. Travis Etienne again. It's not wabbit hunting season, apparently. It's an Elmer Fudd reference. A lot of you would be too young. I think I just am saying wabbit for no reason. Yeah. Witty. Extra point for the lead. We won't be blocking it. 14-13 Jacksonville. 5:15 to play. All right. Big drive. We can eat up a lot of the clock. We can walk it off. Big drive. Zamir White, Dalvin Cook lead us to victory. Cook into the game. Good blocks. Great blocks. There's Dalvin Cook spinning back, fighting towards midfield. Dalvin Cook found a crease, hit it hard, and a really nice game. Suddenly we have a two-headed monster at running back, but it is led by Dalvin Cook. Maybe it's not. Jags, 4th in the league in takeaways. Today, 0. Their defense has been a real strength, and we have not really given them opportunities to have takeaways today. That's a good run from Cook. I didn't really think there was going to be a lot there. Of course, it is 4-down territory, as it typically is for me. That's why we run the ball at these spots, because we feel pretty confident that, on 4th and short from the 40, we're able to make plays. But I don't like what they're showing us. Looks like they have 5 on the line, 3 more in the box on top of that. We're going to get out of this look. We're going to go play action, try to expose them through the air. We're going to take a shot down the field for Trey Tucker, and Minshew lays it in. Trey Tucker inside the 10. We had to have it, and we got it. Minshew with a shot off play action to find Trey Tucker. Beautiful throw, under pressure, 2 Jags converging. Thankfully, Tucker was not bumped. They would not have called pass interference or illegal contact or defensive holding. It just would have been incomplete. So that is a really big play there. And the clock is stopped. Did Trey Tucker get out of bounds at the end of this thing? I guess he must have, right? Yeah. All right, well, I don't even know if that works to our benefit there. This was going to be a long and methodical drive. That's not really an option anymore. Now it's like we're almost looking to score fast to potentially get the ball back, depending on what Jacksonville does. Dalvin Cook to the outside. Go ahead, touchdown. We will go for 2, of course. Make it a 21-14 game if all goes well. Dalvin Cook gives us the lead right back. But all of that would not be possible if not for a big-time play-action deep shot to Trey Tucker from the rocket of Gardner Minshew. Maybe like a bottle rocket. It's not anything particularly impressive, but he got it there. And now we'll try to make it a 7-point game. We need 2. They're showing 3 on the line. We need to be able to run at this. And Cook is short. It's just, you get no momentum. I don't know how consistently our linebackers can never drive a running back. But when we have, I mean, it's a clear touchdown. How in the world, or 2-point conversion, how in the world is momentum completely stopped? And that's not in. I mean, that ball's about as close as it can be. All it needs to do is touch the goal line. I guess it kind of depends on the angle you get, but it looks like it's going to be, I mean, not a quarter of the ball short. Super frustrating. Completely stopped in his tracks. It happens all the time, especially on the goal line. That was a big 2-point conversion. Now the Jags with a touchdown just beat us. 2:48 to go. We need to stop. How aggressive do we want to be? That ends up being the big question here. And how aggressive are the Jags going to be? That's a sick throw. Tried to KO Christian Kirk over the middle, but it's a big gain. I think we need to play aggressive. I mean, if they just... I mean, we can't allow a touchdown, though. Like, they need to play for 7 or 6. A field goal is not going to do. I just feel like they're going to score a touchdown. If we play bend but don't break, they could just, you know, take the clock down, take the clock down, take the clock down, game over. I don't know how we want to do this. It's an interesting conversation. Because I know you're thinking, keep them in front of you. Don't let them beat you over the top. Don't let them score, clearly. But they could just work their way all the way down the field if we give them everything underneath. And that's insane. Christian Kirk might be the most elusive player in the history of the NFL. 3rd and inches. I mean, I don't think we can blitz the nickel here, but there have been worse ideas, I would say. They're just going to nickel and dime all the way down the field and then probably punch it in with, 20 seconds to go. Although, if you're the Jags, if you get the touchdown, you probably go for 2, right? Because 6 points makes it 20. And then going for 2 makes it 22. Makes it a 3-point game. A field goal cannot beat you in that spot. There's a lot of interesting math here going at the end of the game. DeCameron Richardson saves a touchdown. Another great ball from Lawrence and another great play by our DBs. Merrick earlier and now Richardson. It brings up 4th and 5. Play of the game. Game on the line. We're going to go QB contain. We're all over Kirk. Lawrence with all day. He'll throw. Incomplete. Nate Hobbs was all over Brian Thomas Jr. The ball got to him. He dropped it. Then he caught it. Then he dropped it again. And we should narrowly win here at home. 19-14 over Jacksonville. I don't know what in the world Gardner Minshew is doing. He just was playing defense, and then he morphed through the center to take the snap. I mean, the Jags are going to force us to at least run the play. He's going to do it again. What is happening? He's morphing through Jackson Powers Johnson. Maybe he's the one with powers. This is a witch playing quarterback for me. Which I suppose would explain how he was able to make that play earlier. Did we snap the ball way too early? After their timeout? I guess we did. Because, I mean, this could have been dicey. But anyway, this is the last play of the game. It's a kneel down. And it should take all the time off the clock, but it's not going to. Oh, it does. All right, cool. 19-14 is your final. Raiders win. Our playoff hopes not only stay alive, they are strengthened in a big way with a big conference win over a very talented Jags team that gave us a pretty big fight. Now, their offense was extremely weird. Lawrence goes 22 of 32 for 194. No touchdowns, no picks. Similar story with Gardner Minshew, but only 12 attempts. No touchdowns, no picks, 121 yards passing. Rushing, Dalvin Cook just shy of 100 yards, but Zamir White had 34 of them. Big game for our ground game. Travis Etienne with a pair of touchdowns. Lawrence, of course, was a problem as well. And I thought we did a pretty good job through the air when we actually decided to throw. 3 for 55 for Devontae Adams, 2 for 44 for Trey Tucker. Brock Bowers had a drop. It was kind of insane, but he's been doing that lately. And then a bunch of TFLs. Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby with 2. Crosby also had 2 sacks, 1 for Wilson. No picks, of course. I did have a forced fumble for Tommy Eichenberg that we did not recover. And all in all, it's just a good, hard-fought win. I'll tell you, though, a throw like this one will have you wondering, did we find our franchise quarterback? Maybe so. What a way to say that as well. Quarterback. What a throw from Minshew. That's my guy. Maybe he's the one. Let's check out the injury report. So Wilkins, yeah, pulled groin's going to leave him out for 4 weeks. I feared that. Same for Michael Mayer. These feel like different levels of injury. It feels like these are different levels of injury. I don't know. I know a pulled groin I've had is, I don't feel like it was, out for 4 weeks, but I guess there are different levels to it. That's a tough one. But really big win for us. In Week 17, we'll take on the 9-6 Saints. We'll still be fighting to hold on to our position in the playoffs. If we lose out, we could be in some serious trouble. The Saints are the 3 seed. It could be another tough matchup, but right now we're doing enough. Even if we're not putting on a show, we're doing enough. So, big couple of games. The Chargers lost, though, so their playoff hopes are effectively done. But, I mean, the Texans, the Jags, Bengals, Browns, Jets, Patriots, all of these teams are within striking distance for a playoff spot. We need to continue to win. If we win out, we're in. If we lose a game or two, we could be in trouble. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.